I don't think I really thought about it when I was younger. I think I've always been very goal driven. So for me, I would always think about it in 4-year, I guess, cycles or blocks. And that was sort of my long-term goal. And I would just sort of go cycle to cycle. And before I knew it, I blinked and it had been this long, and I'm very lucky.
The first Australian diver to compete in 5 consecutive Olympics, but also reach finals.
Yes, yeah, exactly. So I'm very lucky that it's been a long time, and it's definitely towards the back end of my career. It was quite tough managing not just diving, but then life and all the other things I was doing outside. And it was really important to me to set my career up for after sport. So managing that was hard, but yeah, Paris to make it into that final was really special.
Your list of achievements is way too long, so I'm going to just try get the best of what I can. But making your debut at the 2006 Commonwealth Games, aged 13, winning Commonwealth gold at 16, becoming the youngest to win an Olympic medal with the silver at the Beijing 2008 Games. Did you realise how big an achievement it was at the time when you won?
I don't think so. I think at that time in my life I was under a lot of pressure to do well. In Beijing I'd already competed and won a medal in Melbourne at the Commonwealth Games, so there was a little bit of pressure to replicate that and win a medal again. So going into that Games I remember feeling really, really nervous, and when I did win a medal it was almost like a big sigh of relief rather than, I think, appreciating the gravity of what I'd done. So now looking back though, and even that journey for me of then trying to get another Olympic medal, which took me another 12 years, I think through that journey I really appreciated the gravity of what that meant at such a young age.
And winning that silver in Beijing, you're part Chinese, so there would have been some cultural significance, not just for yourself, but for your family.
Yeah, definitely. It was really special, that Olympics in Beijing, not just because it was my first, but I had my family there watching me as well, especially my grandpa. He's the head of the family, and everybody, looks up to him. And for him to actually come all the way over to Beijing to watch me it showed that he was proud of me, which was really cool.
It's been such a long journey for you, debilitating injuries, but the biggest challenge by far would have been the sudden death of your sister Kirsten back in 2014. Unimaginable pain for you.
Yeah, it still is. It's really tough on not just myself but my family, and my family have always been my biggest support network. So going through that, as tough as it was, I think it really brought us together, and I learnt to really rely on them and appreciate their support. And I think what I learnt from it was not to take a single day for granted, and I think that really changed my approach to diving and everything in my life from there.
Yeah, as you touched on, it's something that you never get over. But how did diving help with part of that healing journey?
It did help, and I just basically spent a lot of time with my family and didn't do anything for months and was just trying to figure out how to function again. But it got to the point where I needed something to keep me going, and going back to diving was a really good thing because I was around my coach and my teammates and all my friends, and it gave me something to push towards again, new goals, and that drive I think really pushed me, especially it was an Olympic year 2 years after that. So having that drive for that next Olympic Games really pulled me through that time in my life.
When you look back over these 2 decades, what are you most proud of?
I think what I'm most proud of is the impact I've had on the younger generation, because I am quite old and I've been around for a long time. I've been lucky to see a lot of different generations come through, and particularly at the moment we have a lot of exciting young divers coming through who I train with. But on top of that, at the last Commonwealth Games, being able to dive alongside Charlie, who was just 14 at the time, it was very, very, very cool. For me, it's like passing the baton, and it's great to be able to pass on some of my knowledge and experience onto them. So I think that's something that I'm the most proud of.
There's been so many accolades for you this week, but one description in particular that I really like is Matthew Mitcham, the Olympic gold medalist in Beijing, an in-Swiss teammate of yours. He said he watched you grow from a tiny tot into one of diving's true giants. So I just think it's the perfect description of you. The whole nation would have to agree.
Oh, thank you. Yes, it's very nice of him. I love that. I'm still waiting for my growth spurt though.